Calling all podcasters, musicians, vloggers, and reporters, and everyone else who wants crystal clear recording that's super portable. The Shure Motive family of microphones makes studio-quality audio that's as simple as plug and play. Many of the world's top podcasters rely on Shure, and with a Motive line of iOS and USB microphones, portability is now your friend. Imagine being able to get great audio quickly and easily from your phone, tablet, or computer. Simply visit shure.com/motive to start getting great audio for your content now. That's SHURE.com/MOTIV.
Blog Talk Radio. Unmarket Your Business, the podcast. Born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hey, everyone. This is Carol J. Dunlop, your hostess with the mostest. I am your online wow strategist, and I do emphasize wow, because that's what I like to see in my clients' eyes when I present them with a project. I want them to say, wow, and they usually do. Sometimes they don't. Very rare, but sometimes. And I'm also Amazon #1 international best-selling author for my book, Unmarket Your Business. I am so happy that you're here. I'm so ecstatically happy that it is Thursday. Not that it's almost the end of the week, but it's just a new day. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but, every single day that you wake up, that you're able to breathe and talk and feel and touch and taste is a new day for you to start all over again with whatever you did, forgetting all the past mistakes, the things that didn't go right, stuff that didn't work, and just try it again. I like to have that outlook on things because sometimes we can get, just kind of in the muck, in the mire of things, and we don't really appreciate life as we should. And then we're always wondering about, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. We don't have time for that. Let's just do. Speaking of which, I was on this, I was just sharing with my guest who's going to come on in a minute. I was on this Zoom recording this morning, and we were sharing some blazing hot tips about networking, and the Zoom call just went zip. It went off. It shut us down. And it was kind of disconcerting for a moment, but then we got ourselves together. The host actually went back on, finished out with the attendees that were there, and now we talked about it, and we're going to put that together into a new recording and make it on demand. So you can always, if life gives you lemons, then you make lemonade, and I love lemonade, especially sweet, down-home, southern lemonade. So that's kind of my rant for today, my little thing to help you get through the day as you need to. Now, I've got a fantastic, super terrific guest on board, and guess what? She's going to talk about social media. She's actually going to give us some down and dirty tips about how to get our social media going. And if you don't believe me and all the time I've talked about social media, Tamae Shannon is going to help you because I love her approach. It's just real easy peasy. It's real straight to the point, and she's going to do it. So without any further, I almost forgot. My sponsor will be yelling at me if I don't say this. So let me get this out of the way. We can't have the mad sponsors. Oh, my gosh. So anyway, I want you guys to know, what is it? I want you to meet me in the Poconos in September for the Lift Conference 2018. This is the premier conference for faith-based women in business and ministry, providing the tools and strategies to take their businesses to the next level. What can you expect? Praise and worship to begin each day, confirming our foundation in God. Speakers who are dominating in their field of expertise, ready to pour into you, and 2 days of power-packed information you can implement in your business and ministry right away. Plus, a platinum VIP day like no other. So if you're ready to get your ticket, and it's just a couple weeks away now, go to www.liftcon2018.com. That is LIFTON2018.com. So go on over there and get your ticket. I will be there, and I want to meet you there. And now, without any further ado, Tamae Shannon, how are you doing, girlfriend?
I am good, thank you.
But thank you for taking time out of your day, coming on and sharing some tips with us, because I know that people, you and I, every time we meet, I always say it's always good to see another woman, especially another woman of color, who is out there slaying the game in social media, because it just seems like we see the same people all the time doing the same thing, talking the same stuff. And we need to get some variety in there. And, my little voice is out there. Your little voice is out there. Yeah, so if we all band together, we're going to make a big, huge voice, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about you, and then we're going to get right into the content that we have planned for today.
Yeah, of course. So just a little bit about me. I've been in business for 8 years, and I really just work with business owners to have their social media actually have an impact on their business, so actually bring them more money in their business. And so that's done through social media management. So, the creating the content, posting the content, engaging the audience, growing the audience, running the ads, all of that stuff, so the business owner doesn't really have to worry about it, so they can focus on the stuff they want to do in their business.
Exactly. I love that. I love it, because a lot of people I talk to have no idea what they need to do with social. They really don't want to talk about social media, and a lot of times when I talk to people, they just, once I mention social media, their heads just go down, their eyes go down to the floor, and they're like, oh, God, that thing again. But it's so important, I met you on social media a couple of years ago. I met several of my guests that I've had on. I've met clients, JV partners, referrals. I mean, social media is where it's at. And for the most part, it is free. You do have to pay to play in some instances, but for the most part. But we're going to get into this now. Okay, my biggest question for you is, what is the biggest misconception about social media?
So, and you actually mentioned it a little bit. People say that it might not be a misconception. It's more of a reframing. People say it's free to be on social media. And you're right. It doesn't cost monetary resources. It doesn't cost you money to be on there. But the time and effort, that costs you something.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to look at, do you actually have that time? What's your billable hour? Are you spending your billable, valuable time on something that you could outsource and consequently free yourself up to actually make the money that you're worth? So it's just reframing. Yes, it's free to be on, but it does cost you time, effort. So you've got to figure out where you're going to actually invest it to really actually have social media have an impact on your business.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that much about it. They think, well, I'm going to post here, let me something over there. Look at how long it takes you to think about what the post is going to be. Put the post there. Post it to the right place. Put whatever, whatever kind of tweaks you got to do to it, depending on what platform. How much time have you spent, and are you getting any return back from that time? Because if you're just posting with no direction, you don't know what you're doing. You're just kind of sitting there, starting a fire here, starting a fire there, but you never put it out. Then what is that really gaining you?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're here to help. We're here to help you get through that. Yeah, we're here to help you. Now, what are the different stages of social media use? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, so there are different ways to really do social depending on what stage your business is in. So let's say, for example, you're just starting your business. You just opened it up. It's less than 6 months old. How you do social is definitely about trust building and growing and finding your target audience. So you might not necessarily be able to reliably get leads from social. You'll still get leads, and it might not be a reliable, you can count on it, but that's because at this nascent stage of your business, you're actually just growing the trust out there on social. You're just growing the trust out there in the world. So at this point, it is super, super important to be really consistent. It's hard to build trust if you're not consistently posting and being out there. So if that means you only focus on one network, focus on one network. At least you'll be consistent there. And then there's this stage where you've been, And then there's a stage that if you've been in business for a while and you've got traction, people know you through offline methods, they know you through your events, through your work, through your clients and things like that, then really what you want to look to do is to translate that offline audience to an online audience. So, people who are your clients, tell them to like your Facebook page. People who go to your events, tell them to join you on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you are. But you want to start transitioning that traction you have in the real world to the virtual world. And that way you can it's a lot easier to convert those people, and it gives you that social proof. And then finally, if you're in the stage of business where you've been doing social media, things are working really well, you're getting business and clients from it, there's always the place to look is data. So do you have the data sources in place, whether it's Google Analytics or you're getting reports, that you can really begin to start honing in what little adjustments can you make in your social media to have it have that much more impact in your business?
Wow, you just said a lot in like a minute or two. Yeah, a lot. I mean, but it clears it up because now you know if you're in business 6 months or less, this is what you should do. If you're in business for a while, this is what you should do. And if you're making traction, then you definitely need to know what's making traction, what's doing what. And I think that's one of the things people don't do. They just post and they don't come back and look at anything. How did this do? How did that happen? That type of thing. So I want to also ask you, this may be a funny sounding question, but I think that everybody should be. But when should you be using social media anyway? Is there a certain time or a certain point in your business life, or when is it?
So I always say if you need money now, don't do social.
Oh, get out of here. No, you didn't say that.
I did. Because if you're like, look, I need to have a client today, and you haven't built any trust on social media, you posted something on Facebook, you can't be like, but if you are out there with events or networking face-to-face or calling up people that you're going to follow up with, that's the easiest way to close business. If you're like, I need money right now, you need to hit the streets, hit up your network, call people, ask for introductions. That's what's going to get you money super, super quick. And then if you're like, no, I've got time, I've got my runway, I've got this space, then you can invest in social and have it return your business. But if you're like, nope, I need some money now, then I always tell people social is not going to be the way because you haven't built up the trust. So you can't post your 1,000 products, your $1,000 product out there, and nobody knows you. Be like, hey, I want you guys to buy it.
Wow. You know what? I never thought about it that way, but you're absolutely right. If they don't know you, like you, or trust you, what makes you think they're going to buy from you just because they saw a post on Twitter or Facebook or a long rant or something on Instagram or any other platform? People buy from people they know, like, and trust, have some type of a relationship with. Even if it's an online relationship, they're gonna want something. Right. They're gonna want to know that you can do what you say you're gonna do. So what proof do you have? We move so fast. Most people aren't trying to find the proof. They want to see proof already. They're not going to stop and ask you, well, she said she could do so-and-so. Well, ask her. No, they're not going to do that at all. So this next question I have for you, and I think it alluded to a little bit about, what people can do better. What are most business owners missing when it comes to social media?
Oh, hands down, strategy. Hands down. Just a strategy. Because what a strategy does, because a lot of business owners are always like, it's confusing, it's overwhelming, I don't know what to do next, I don't know how to make an effective tool, it's not bringing me any money. And a strategy handles all of that. A strategy just lets you, it's the same way, if I'm in Atlanta and I want to go to New York, and if I just get on the road, I might eventually get to New York. Maybe if I just it's getting colder, I think I'm going up north. But if I look at the map and say, okay, I'm going to take 75 to 85 and I'm going to do 20, I know I'm going to get there. And then when I go off track, I know how to get back on track.
Right. That makes so much sense when you say it, but I don't know why people don't, business owners especially, don't think about that. I guess there's 100 million other things that they're trying to think about and trying to just squeeze social media in when social media is could be a huge part of your marketing, and not, you don't need to just squeeze it in. You need to do it right, and that means you need to take some time, right?
Exactly.
Oh man,
because
you're filling up my brain. You're filling up my brain. Yeah, definitely. You're filling up my brain right now. I love it. And I got a couple more questions for you. We're going to take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, remember I told you in the beginning, it's down to the last days. The Lift Conference 2018 is coming up at the end of the month, September 28th through the 30th. I'm going to be in the Poconos, and I want you to meet me there for the conference. Remember, I said it's the premier conference for faith-based women in business and ministry, providing tools and strategies to take their business to the next level. So if you're ready for that, I want you to go to www.liftcon2018.com. Also, remember, today's podcast was sponsored by the Closing Academy. Now that you've marketed your business, it's now time to close the sale. The Closing Academy teaches entrepreneurs how to ask for the sale. We believe that sales is a teachable skill. Download your free guide, Top 10 Selling Secrets for People That Hate to Sell, at theclosingacademy.com. That's www.theclosingacademy.com. So if you hate to sell, you need to get over there and get those tips right now. So, Tomei, we were talking about what business owners are missing out on, what they need. They need a plan and a strategy. So how do you make it content on social media?
So one of the things that I always tell people to do is create templates. Create templates for your business where you can pop in a graphic or a quote or a tip or something like that, so you don't always have to recreate it. And create the template, you know that it's aligned with your brand, it looks good, it keeps it cohesive, and then all you have to do is create theme days. It's tried, it's true, and it's the easiest. Now, these aren't theme days that you have to tell the world they're theme days, but for you, as you're thinking about your content, you can say, all right, let's say you're in a restaurant, you own a restaurant, and Tuesday tends to be your slowest day. So you could have a theme day about tasty tidbits. And so on that day, you're going to feature interesting items on your menu. You're going to feature the chef's, seasonally created dish for an appetizer. But you're going to feature food that has going to, I want to try that. Oh my gosh, I think that's okay. That might look good. But so you just want to look at what templates you can create and then theme out your days in a way that works for your business and answers the frequently asked questions that your clients always have.
Hey, that's a great idea, because you're kind of anticipating what they will ask you, so you already have the answer, so they think you're a genius without even knowing that, hey, I had this sucker plan. Exactly. You didn't even know. I tell you what, I've tried the template. Yeah, I've tried the template and the theme thing, but I'm such a rebel. I'll get on it for a minute, and then I'll just go off and do something else, because that's just me. But that's just how I do. Now, people, I can definitely understand if you think that social media is confusing, you don't know what to do, come up with things. After a while, you don't do something else. You got to start somewhere. You can't say, well, where has that gotten you so far? Nowhere. So we're giving you some tips that you can use right away. Okay, so Tomei, what is a big misconception or myth about social media? I know you got a lot of them.
So, right, there are, right? I really think that another one is that people think that you've got to go viral to be successful, that you have to have lots of numbers, and really where the goal is in social is engagement. How engaged is your audience? Are they liking your stuff, commenting, sharing it? That's what actually brings you the money, is that level of engagement. Because when people share, that's like a little recommendation. It's like, oh, I thought this content was valuable. I think this business is valuable. Hey, friend, you should check them out. It just makes it an easier sell. So that engagement level, that's what you want to look for in your social media.
Yeah, you're so right. I'm glad you brought that up about the numbers, because when I was switching from weight loss coach and personal trainer over to social media and web design, I was really shaming myself for my numbers, because social media wasn't a big thing in this business at that time. It was big in my fitness business, but it wasn't big here, so my numbers weren't big, and I just felt so, you know how you shame yourself, oh my God, I don't have enough. But what I had to come to realize and had to think about was that, hey, my numbers are enough for me, and I'm getting clients, I'm making money off of it. So if you're making, if you got 100 followers and you're making money, so what? Because I'm telling you, people with 10,000 followers are not necessarily making money that you think they're making just because they have 10,000 followers.
Yes.
We got to be real.
I cannot say that enough.
We got to be real.
Yes.
And then it's just like trying to judge the book by its cover. You see someone, of course, if you see someone with 20,000 followers, you think, oh man, I'm going to follow her and see him and see what's going on. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're making money. It's all about the strategy, like Tamae said, about how to use social media after that. Now, Tamae, tell us a little bit about what you do and how you help clients. Let's say, for instance, I'm coming to you. I have no idea about social media. I know I have my website, but I don't know what to do with that either, and I'm not even on one social media platform. What would you suggest for me to do?
So, especially in that space, social media, it's all intimidating. It's really, what do I do? So I make sure that people are comfortable and excited. Like, they don't have to love social media, but they begin to see how it can impact their business and make them money, so they get excited. So that what normally means is I sit down with somebody and I take them through one from the beginning to end. Why did you start your business? Why are you doing your business? Like, actually, what is there? Because that's what social media is going to support, is that end game. It's like, well, I want to create a legacy business for my family. Okay, great. Well, maybe we should include some of your family members now in your social. Like, everything that you want to do in your business can be reflected in social, because that actually is your company culture, or that's part of your brand. There's a reason, like, there's a thinking behind all of it. So I just get into the world of business owners, and I make sure that what they want to create in their business is actually reflected and supported by social. And then it's about providing, like, specific tips and things to take, actions to take, because it's all well and good to have a plan and a strategy, and sometimes people need that little extra, okay, but what do I do here? Tell me A, B, C, and D. And then it's like, okay, great. And once people are comfortable that they can actually make and take the right next step, they get social media overall and having it produce results in their business.
Right, yeah. It doesn't have to be that hard. I think we make it harder than it seems. And a lot of it came about because social media is relatively new, like 10, 15, maybe about 10, 15 years at the most old, because when you think about when Twitter and Facebook came out and all that, then the others came along. But the other traditional marketing things, like your business cards, sending out letters, advertising in magazines and things like that, they've been around forever. So now we've got this new thing that's out there that people really didn't think was going to last, but it did. They didn't think they could make money with it, but they are. Now they've got to figure out, how can I use it to my advantage? And I think that's what throws people off. They just see, all the gurus making this money or claiming to make money or whatever, and then they just kind of shut down. Like, I'll never be able to do that. How does so-and-so go on? And they're doing a Facebook Live, and immediately, like, 12,000 people just come online and like, oh, my God, what are they doing? But what I've learned is a lot of people have been doing this for a long time. These aren't just new to the game. I mean, you can get in there, and go viral, yes, but a lot of these people that I've seen have been doing social media for quite a while. It's not just like they just picked it up and started it. They didn't know. Who knew? Who knew how to do a YouTube video?
Exactly.
You know? So it's time. We have time, you guys.
Exactly. It's like you don't have to
you
be
can
perfect
do
the
it.
first day out the gate.
Right, but you have to do it. You have to get out there and you have to make a post,
exactly.
even if it's the most crappiest post ever. You would never post that again, or you don't feel good about it. Just do it, because I found that, and I'm pretty sure you have too, Tomei. Once someone actually gets on social media, and even if it's just one platform, and start doing something, the fear kind of goes away a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so my favorite thing is done is better than perfect. Like, it's done is better than perfect.
Yep.
Like, just take the action. Move forward.
Yes, definitely. Now, do you have anything coming up that we should know about? Any presentation or something you're doing where you speak? And tell us all about what you got going on.
Yeah,
and then definitely tell us how we can get in touch with you, and we're going to let you get out of here.
Oh, of course. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I definitely have, actually, it is a new service offering in my business, and I call it Marketing Therapist. And basically what it is, it's half accountability coach and half consultant. And so I have 45-minute calls with business owners, and we go through what's working, what's not working in their business. And I look at everything, because sometimes people, especially when you own your own business, there's no division. There's not like, well, I go home and I leave my work at work, or I come to work and I leave my home at home. That's not how it works for us. And so sometimes we need leadership in one area to really be in another area. So it's looking at how do you be empowered in your business and your marketing and making sure that it works, while looking at all the facets of you being an entrepreneur, and not just being like, well, let's just attend to your business, because it might not be, oh, you need to talk to your partner. That's like, oh, well, handle that conversation, then you can make these sales calls. That's why you haven't had successful sales calls for the past week. You actually haven't dealt with this conversation in your life. So it's really the holistic of like, because it's true. So yeah, so that's my new service offering, and so I'm doing a special of 3 months, $900 for 3 months. So it's $300 a month, and it's 45-minute calls a week. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
I love that.
Super excited about that. And
I love that, and I think a lot of people need that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go for it.
I was saying, I love that, because a lot of people need that, because you don't know what's stopping you until someone brings it up to you, makes you face it, brings it like, well, have you thought about this? Like, no, that's not. Yes, it is. And then you take care of it, and then all of a sudden your sales start happening, or your closing rate goes up, or, people start coming to you for information. I think that's great. Now, how can people contact you and get in on this thing?
So they just email me, Tomei, TAMAY, at w2smarketing.com, or you can just reach out and call me, 678-837-6126. Either way, start a conversation. That's how we proceed from there.
Awesome. That's the way you do it. I mean, a therapist and a consultant, all in one, to help you get your business life, your social media marketing together. I think that's really, really needed. I love it. So do you have anything, a last point you'd like to get across, because we're just about out of time?
All right. So the last thing I would say is that, just to really reiterate, done is better than perfect. And you're not supposed to know everything out of the gate, but if you're willing to take the action and learn from your actions, you'll have a successful social media presence. And really, people always say, oh my God, I don't want to make a mistake. There have been so many mistakes made on social media, and businesses haven't been put out of business. They're still in business. They said the wrong things, they said the right things, and said horrible things, and they're still around. So really, you can make a mistake, and it's not going to ruin your business.
I'm so glad you said that because you are so right. Oh, my gosh. Tamae, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your awesome wisdom. I hope everyone goes and takes advantage of what you're offering because that is great. Give your email one more time really quick for me.
Yeah, call is, you said the phone, 678-837-6126.
There we go. Perfect. Give her a call. Get started with your social media therapy and consultation, and I'm sure you will be much the better for it. I want to remind you that today's podcast was sponsored by the Closing Academy. Now that you've marketed your business, it is now time to close that sale. The Closing Academy teaches entrepreneurs how to ask for the sale. We believe that sales is a teachable skill. Download your free e-guide, Top 10 Selling Secrets for People That Hate to Sell at www.theclosingacademy.com. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. I truly loved it. Thank you, Tamae, for taking time out of your day. This was awesome. So I want everyone, if this podcast has brought you value, please share it with your friends and your followers, and tune in again next week, Thursday at 1 p.m. for more great information. Bye-bye for now, everyone. Well. Okay. Well, we're going to have to go. There it goes. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.